see that I had a guest on the podcast that came with my friend Josh Dubin, who works with criminal reform and getting innocent people out of jail. So we had this guest that came on, and then after he was on the show, wound up killing somebody, cut some dude's head off, and
Yes.
And the unfortunate surveillance footage where he tried to wear a blonde wig and walk around.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize. I think he didn't realize like how good modern surveillance cameras are.
Yeah.
It's like crystal clear that this dude was wearing a fucking wig.
God. Yeah, that was. Yeah. That's a hell of a story.
Crazy story. I was trying to explain
hell.
that to my daughter last night. This is what happened.
God. Yeah, that's interesting. You know, that video that you just showed, because there's been some talk about the protests on campus, right, and the fact that all these outside agitators, activists, and then the students, the actual students, the ones that are actually affiliated with the university, most of them are wearing masks, right?
Right.
And you know, part of it is, I don't know.
They're mentally ill.
Yeah, they're mentally ill.
I photograph people every time I see them. I photographed one today.
Yeah.
Saw somebody walking outside with a mask on. The dumb kind, too. The surgical blue stupid one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That doesn't do a goddamn thing.
But this was, I think, was a solidarity thing. They're all wearing masks. And part of it was also, I think, they were thinking they couldn't be identified. And then there's a lot of talk about retinal scanning, right? So how much of the face do you need in order to identify people, right? And it's not much, right? Retinal scanning, it's not 100% accurate. So there's other things you have to do.
So would you be able to retinal scan that lady with that crazy outfit on?
Yeah.
It's just retinal scanner, and then none of that shit would work. The mustache,
which is, and that's
now
a great point.
Glue on your face for nothing.
And that shit is tough to take off too.
It's gross.
It's not good. And it's a really good point, because now it's made the life of somebody who's working in operations a lot tougher, right? Because of the ability of. And it's got to be a country where you're operating where they've got the resources and the technology, but it makes it a shit ton tougher to get away with things, right? And as does the ability for communications intercepts and tracking of phones and all the other things. So, you know, while, you know, it's always the same story, right? Technology's got an upside and a downside, but the face recognition, the retinal scanning, it's creating all sorts of problems from an operational perspective overseas. And here, of course, the problem is, you know, people are talking about civil liberties and, you know, invasion of privacy. And, you know, so you've got some students out there and they're covered. And the next thing you know, they're identified, right? Now they're suspended. And, you know, fine. Not
only that, some of them aren't getting to graduate. And this one girl, I was watching this video where they just told her she couldn't graduate because she got arrested.
Well, you know what? You what do they say? You play stupid games.
Yeah, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah, so
the sheer number of people that aren't, it'll surprise you. There's a lot of great people in this country.
Yeah,
and we have our problems, and we're gonna always have problems. But